Hi everybody, Craig here. Welcome to episode 7 of my 1 vs 2 vs 2 Age of Wonders 3 playthrough series. In this series, I'm playing against 2 separate teams of 2 Emperor AI per team, and I'm playing as the Tigran Necromancer, Ramhotep Devilclaw. In our last episode, we eliminated one of our opponents from the game, that being Yizzo the Rat, who was a goblin rogue. Now, as you can see here, we now have control of his throne city of Foog, and we're in the process of migrating it over to Ghoul Tigrans, and that'll happen in one turn. Now, unfortunately, this battle for the throne city was quite costly for us. We ended up losing a hero, which was a warlord hero, and we lost Ramhotep himself, and he's now in the void for 3 turns. But that said, we at least did conquer the city, so we're going to try to keep things going and maybe turn our sights towards Gamblag, Master of Origins, who, again, is an Orc Theocrat and is the teammate, or I guess was the teammate of Yizzo the Rat, since Yizzo is now gone, as I said. Now, before I dive into the episode, I did just want to give a couple of quick shout-outs to a few individuals who left some fantastic comments on the previous episode. The first of those comments is from Lance Fair. Lance pointed out that that battle was quite costly and that, unfortunately, I did make a lot of mistakes in it, and I kind of went into it without really a solid plan. And I totally agree with Lance on that. He had offered a lot of great points in previous episodes to kind of, give me advice on the battle. And of course, once I got in there, it kind of all went out the window, and I kind of did my own thing. And unfortunately, that didn't, go as well as it could have. Lance pointed out that I tend to have a tendency to be kind of reluctant to really initiate aggressive offense. And obviously during a siege, you really do have to be kind of aggressive. You can't just sit back. I tend to play a little bit more defensively and kind of use counterattacks a little bit more. And of course, during a siege, that's not really going to work. So Lance made a good point there that that's something I need to make sure I work on. And also using my heroes offensively in battle is something I need to make sure that I'm getting better at as well. So thank you to Lance for pointing that out. Lance also mentioned that it's probably useful during a siege to focus on only 1 or 2 points on the wall or kind of points of attack, because if you spread yourself out too thin, as I unfortunately kind of did in that siege, it ends up generally not going so well, and that's a great point there from Lance. The next comment's here from Death. Death pointed out that it actually can often be worth upgrading your hero's health and defense initially. So I haven't really done that with most of my heroes, but just as an example here with Jafsar, and I'm not going to do it right at this point, but it's quite inexpensive here. It just costs a single point to add some extra hit points and a little bit of extra defense, which honestly can kind of make a huge difference, especially once you have a couple of items, which Jafsar is about to obtain a few more items here that are going to really beef him up a little more. But once you have a few items and you've done a couple of basic upgrades, your heroes become very, very tough to kill. And that, obviously would have helped my Warlord hero survive, hopefully, a little more. But anyway, that's a great point from Death and something just to consider moving forward. Death also kind of echoed the comment that Lance made regarding focusing on 1 or 2 points during a siege rather than spreading yourself too thin. Death also pointed out that I probably should lead with my beefier units, the units that have greater defense and resistance and higher amounts of health, as they can then kind of handle that incoming damage. And unfortunately, I really didn't do a very good job of that during the battle, so just a good reminder there. Death also pointed out that the army that you engage the battle with, the stack that you use to actually initiate the battle, is the army that ends up in the center of the formation when you're actually in the siege battle. And I didn't realize that. And of course, I chose the weaker army to initiate the battle, which ended up not going as well for me because then that weaker army was kind of face to face with the bulk of the enemy forces. And so that's a really good point from Death and something I didn't realize. So the army that you choose to initiate the battle with is actually, it's an important decision to make. So depending on what your objective is, and in my case, it probably would have been better for me to use my stronger army to initiate the fight. So just a good general point there from Death, and something I didn't know. The next comment here is from Daniel Felipe Ortega. Daniel pointed out that, it was a good battle, but, again, it was kind of costly, echoing sort of the comments from Lance and from Death. So I agree with you, Daniel. I'm happy with the outcome overall, but boy, it sure did kind of cost an arm and a leg. And then the final comment here is from Thomas Hazelwood. Thomas pointed out that He actually thought it was a good plan on my part to wait and bring those extra units in to aid me in that battle, just because otherwise I might not have actually been able to win. I was really kind of outnumbered at that point. And again, when you're in a siege, you generally need to have superior numbers, or at least much stronger units than your opponent, because they have the advantage of the wall and the extra time to blast you with range damage. So I appreciate Thomas kind of pointing out that, you know, that was actually not a bad decision on my part. Thomas also pointed out that, you know, I shouldn't let this battle or the outcome stop me from continuing to take risks as I go forward. And I like that comment because, again, just because the battle didn't go maybe as well as I had hoped, in the end, I did still win. And I think it's important to point out here that I actually didn't come out of it as badly as it might have initially appeared, because when you look at it, I do still have my tier 3 Dwarven Oathbreaker. I have my Royal Chariot, which is, you know, an absolute beast of a unit. I do still have my fairly decent tier 2 Ghast. Of course, I have Jafsar, who's, you know, my most important hero at this point. And then I have my Muse and my Shredder, who are both very leveled up and quite powerful. So really, I have most of my important units. It's just really unfortunate I lost the Warlord hero. And I mean, as much as it sucks that Ramhotep went down in the battle, he will come back. So it's not like he's out of the game forever. So, you know, all in all, it actually could have gone a lot worse. So I appreciate Thomas kind of pointing that out and reminding me that, you know, in the end, I won the battle, and I shouldn't let this kind of stop me from continuing to, you know, try some kind of risks and take risks moving forward. But as always, a big thank you to everybody for the fantastic comments. I really do appreciate it, guys. But let's get into the episode now, because again, we've kind of got, you know, we've captured the city. And again, this city is going to be a huge benefit to us because, as you can see here, it has a ton of structures already built. So we're going to be able to leverage this to really help us out, I think. To have kind of some additional advantages moving forward, and hopefully help us start our snowball. Okay, so yeah, let's jump into the episode here and start our turn. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to cast any spells because, as I mentioned, Ramhotep is currently in the void. So I think we're just going to end the turn and kind of see what happens here. Okay, it looks like we've had a domain invasion at Ursfor, which I believe is... Yeah, that's this city here. Gamblag has sent us a message. I suspect he's not very happy that we killed off his teammate. He's probably going to be on the warpath now, I bet. Oh, and look at that. There, some independent units came in and captured our city. So Ursfor was captured by a group of independents here. Not entirely unsurprising, given that I didn't really have anything guarding it. So that's something we'll have to make sure we try to reclaim once we're able to. I had sent units that were in the city down to aid in the siege, so I don't regret the decision. It's just unfortunate that we've lost the city now. Okay, let's kind of take a look at this. So domain invasion was those units moving in, I think, or other roaming units at some point. Let's check out Gamblag's message here. Our weakling, we are coming for you. Yeah, so, you know, as I suspected, Gamblag wasn't too pleased that we've taken out his teammate, so he's going to be on the warpath, so we'll have to make sure that we're ready for him. Spoils of War is still active. This is an event that's just giving us, I think, gold, basically, for getting kills in battle. So that's not so bad. We have had some items roll in, as I mentioned, so Jafsar now has... some headgear, some shoes, shield, and weapon here, which I think he already had. And I think he now has a new trinket as well here, a new jewel item, as well as some additional options for range damage. But we need to make sure. So, yeah, we're sending a black wand up to Cleopatra, as well as a rifle that she's going to get access to. But, so yeah, everything else he has is kind of... you know, what we'll do is we'll hang on to this black wand so we can send it, maybe the crossbow, over to Ramhotep once he comes back from the void. Let's see, what else do we have here? So, some additional items have arrived. That's just kind of what we had just looked at, so we'll just go through that quick. Yeah, so that's pretty much all the things we already knew about. And look at this, though. We did finish the Empire Quest Prime Evil. So we're the first to achieve a pure evil alignment, and as a result, we get a group of evil units, which is actually going to come in handy for us. So you can see here we've got 2 Ghoul Nightmares and a Ghoul Hellhound. And this is actually great that it's appeared at our throne city, because when Ramhotep comes back from the Void, he's going to return at our throne, and it'll be nice to at least have a few units to give him so that he has a bit of a stack to lead. That's actually really, really nice. And of course, we are now pure evil, as you would suspect, given that we've completed that Empire quest. Yeah, we now have control of Foog, which is great. That's the former throne city of Yezo. Nekras has produced the Sun Guard, which is great. And then Toongale's produced a Skeleton Archer, which is giving us a little bit more range defense of the city. Might be nice to add, because we've got 2 Skeleton Archers. I think maybe we'll add in a Mystic as well, just to have some solid defense for the city. I suspect we're going to need it, given that there are roaming units around here, and Gamblag may be on the warpath as well. All right, nothing else too crazy here. So yeah, Foog has finished its migration. We'll have to decide what we want to do with Foog now. So if we look at this, we do have a few options for things we can sell for additional gold. So we've got the Storehouse, the Rogue's Palace, and we've also got the Planar Gate here, as you can see. And importantly, we already have a temple, a war hall, a siege workshop. So this is a pretty solid city. I'm very happy with it. And yeah, you can see we're already able to make prowlers and saber-tooth chariots. So what I might do is kind of go for an Embalmer's Guild, just so that I'm able to produce some decent units. So we'll start with the Harvester's Guild, and then once that's completed, we will do an Embalmer's Guild, and that will just make our produced units that much stronger. All right, so now this stack here, actually reasonably powerful now that we've got a couple of these Sun Guard. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to this Lost Library and start kind of clearing out the structures around here. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be up against an Outlaw Oil Occultist. This is a unit that is a Tier 3 support unit, has Oil Bolt and Oil Bomb, in addition to Scorching Projectiles. It's a Nomadic Outlaw, which I believe is a unit that's, or a race that's added as a dwelling faction that you can gain an alliance with. And I believe that's part of the Wasteland Expansion. Yeah, all right, so that's something. And then we've got an Orc Spirit Healer that has Spirit Blast, Bestow Iron Heart, Healing. So yeah, we're going to have to watch out for that spirit damage, because of course, being undead, we have some spirit weakness. The Priest, same story. We're going to have to watch out for the spirit damage. And then we have a Draconian Chanter who's capable of some nasty fire damage. So I think we'll be all right, but we're going to just have to play this one smart. Okay, we took a bit of damage, but nothing we can't handle. Alright, so first things first, let's step our Lost Soul up. And we'll decide. We might want to just hang out in defense mode there, but I'm going to kind of wait and see. So let's see now. We've got our range damage with our Mystic. Oh, you know, it might be nice to flank the Spirit Healer here. What if we step up perhaps like this? And there we go. We can get some nice flank damage on the Spirit Healer. Excellent. And then we can get a flank shot with our Lost Soul, get a little bit of health back. That's pretty good. And then we can also... Oh, look at this. We could step in with our Sun Guard here. Try to get the kill, actually, which wouldn't be so bad. I think we'll use this Sun Guard because it does a little bit more damage being a higher level. So we'll step in and try and get the finish. Nice. Okay, and we did. That's great. And then this one we can step up and tie up the Occultist here. Of course, we want to get our Cadaver up into the battle as well. So let's tie up the Occultist. Nice. A little bit of lifesteal. Move the Cadaver up. And I think the Big Beetle will kind of keep in reserve here. Kind of like this. Alright, let's see what happens next. Okay, so they're going to heal the Occultist. Ooh, and our Okay, so our lost soul was killed, but we'll come back thanks to Undying. The chanter tried to use Chant of the Luring Flame, which is an attempt to taunt. Thankfully, the big beetle resisted, but has some reduced movement as a result. So now we got to figure out how to kill the occultist and the priest here. So we can use our cadaver to at least get in there. But let's see if maybe we can figure out a nice way to do this. I think we could probably just use our Sun Guard pretty aggressively on the occultist. But it might be nice also to send our Sun Guard over to try and tie up the chanter. So that might not be the best plan. Now, one thing we could do with our Mystic, actually, is use our Werepanther transformation, which actually wouldn't be so bad, as, yeah, now we do a ton of damage here. We can also pounce if we really wanted. Yeah, let's light up the occultist here. Nice, and there's the kill. Perfect. Okay, and now we can just tie up the priest, no worries there. And then we can send this one over to tie up the chanter. Let's do that. Perfect. There's some big damage. Nice, our cadaver can get involved as well. So let's attack the priest here. There's some pretty hefty damage. And then we could step over and either do some work or, and this might actually be the better course of action here with the cadaver. Let's grab the corpse there, get our health back. The big beetle we can kind of just keep where it is. Okay, so the priest attacked my cadaver, which is totally fine by me. Cadaver's getting pretty close to a gold medal. Gain the lost soul. We do have to be careful. We don't want to lose the lost soul. So let's maybe just get the kill with the Sun Guard here. Now, oh, and I forgot about that explosive death. Yikes. All right, well, good thing we were able to tank the damage. Oh, you know what? We can do a pounce here and just get the kill that way, which wouldn't be so bad. Gain the cadaver. Let's see. I don't think doing another Devour Corpse would get us any additional experience. Let's see. We got hit there, which I think gave us a little bit. Okay, no, I didn't think so. We had already used it once. So yeah, let's use our Panther here, and we'll just pounce and get the kill. Although, actually, maybe, you know what? If we use the Sun Guard, we'll at least get a little bit of life steal. So let's do that. Perfect. Yeah, so there we go. That was actually a pretty decent outcome. We didn't lose anybody, and we got level ups with our Sun Guard, our Mystic, and our other Sun Guard, who's now Silver Medal, which is fantastic. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with the outcome there, and a little bit of gold thanks to the event going on. We got Enchant Weapon, which is basically just a buff for magic damage on a unit, and then some extra knowledge. So not so bad. Now, the question is, do we want to maybe keep going, or do we want to go back and heal a little bit in the city? And, of course, we have an Embalmer's Guild here in the city, which is going to provide that healing for our undead units. So I think maybe we'll head back, heal up. We don't want to take any big risks at this point. It's not really worth it. So we'll get our health back, and then we'll proceed over to attack the inn after that. So they can chill out there. All right, so now we have Jafsar and the other units here. So that's obviously going to form a single stack. So now, Oog, and of course there is a cave exit here. Will take us up above ground, and we don't really know what's there. Now the question is, do we want to head over and start harassing Gamblag at this point? I don't think we have enough forces with just Jafsar and what he's got. We're going to need backup. So, again, with this stack, we could probably move down and kind of join in for the attack on Gamblag, but we're going to have to be very, very careful because obviously we don't have a ton of super powerful units, and I know Gamblag already has access to tier 3 units, so we'll have to be very careful. So I'm not 100% sure what would be the best course of action for Jafsar at this point. Just to take a look at his stack here. They're in pretty good condition, so I don't have to worry too much. But I would like to get them some experience because I want Jafsar up at level 9 at least. Is this another... Oh yeah, and look, there's another potential cave exit there. You can kind of see just the outline of that up arrow. That's kind of... It looked kind of the same as this one. So there's another exit over here. That's kind of interesting. Alright, well... Of question then is, what do we do? I think we'll head over this way, at the very least, just to see what's going on. Maybe we can cut off Gamblag. Oh, and look at this. Of course, there's a seal right here as well. Just a reminder, this game has seals as a win condition. And of course, now guarded by a number of lesser elemental units and as well a frost elemental. Yikes, wow. That's kind of an interesting placement of this seal. It's right between the two throne cities of one of my opponents. So kind of lucky for them that they started off right next to it, I guess. Wow. I guess good thing I killed off Yizzo and I'm going to start working on Gamblag, because otherwise, once they're strong enough, they could just move in and start attacking the seal. All right, well, I'll at least park myself there. I'll, get eyes on Gamblag a little bit. Maybe see any units he has coming. And of course, I need to get some defense on Foog here pretty quick. All right, up to Necras. What do I want to build now? I have access to the Magic Academy since we did clear out the Lost Library. Maybe another Mystic wouldn't be so bad. I mean, in this stack, we really just have the one unit capable of range damage. So I think perhaps another Mystic would be good at this point, especially since I'm fairly confident that Gamblag is going to be bringing his armies to attack me there. All right, up to the north now. Oh, and don't forget, there's a tomb here, which once Ramhotep is back, I could have him lead a stack over to the tomb and clear that out for some, hopefully some nice extra units. All right, so we've got our druid here leading a stack, but I do want to add in this snapper crab to perhaps replace one of these undead units. So I think I'll take a lost soul out of the group and send it back to the throne city. And then I will add in the snapper crab. And now we've got multiple animals in with the druid, which is usually a good idea. So we'll move over. We want to take out this brigand hideout here. We're going to be up against a scoundrel, bandit, and a corsair. Of course, we want to clear this out just to continue to protect our throne city. Okay. So, let's see now. We're going to want to awaken and use Nourishing Meal probably. So let's awaken our crab. And I want to get the crab some experience, because the crab is actually capable of evolving into a lurid crab, as you can see here, once it reaches a gold medal. So it'd be nice to evolve that unit if possible. Otherwise, we can... You know what? Let's just wait a turn or two here. Keep buffing our units. All right, yeah, nothing's going to happen. So now we can do a Nourishing Meal on the crab as well. So there, now they have a lot of extra health, which is good. We can move our cheetah up, as we can move our other one as well. The raptor can attack, as can the crab. I think we'll use our crab to attack, so let's go and attack the obstacle. Nice, critical hit. Now we can get in through the gate. Let's get our Lost Soul up and in there. And then our raptor can kind of hang back a little bit. All right, let's see what happens. We're going to take a little bit of damage here. Crab tanked the damage very well. Did take a bit of punishment, though, from that bandit in melee. So now let's step up our hero and maybe do a little bit of blasting with our bow. We hit him with our... Oh, not quite. So the Sun Spear would be a free attack, but fortunately not able to use it. We can hit the bandit, though, for some damage. And then maybe get the kill with our... Yeah, our crab should be able to get the finish here. Perfect. A nice level up as well. And then, with a combination of the rest of our units, we should be able to cause some ruckus here. So let's step up. Do a nice pounce. There we go. And then we should be able to do another one here. No line of sight. Well, we can fix that. There we go. A couple of pounces. We can break the gate down. Let us get in there a little easier. All right, now let's see what happens next. Sprinting over to attack the Lost Soul, who just basically used lifesteal to get some extra health back. And look at that. There we go. Easy peasy. And some nice level up there for our Snapper Crab, not to mention our Lost Soul as well. We get ourselves a human archer and a bracelet of blight. Let's see. The unit is invisible in blight terrain. That's not really something I'm interested in. The archer, I mean, another kind of cannon fodder tier 1 unit really doesn't serve me that well. So I'm going to sell this one for gold, actually. All right, perfect. So at least that means that now our throne city is a little bit more secure from the roaming units, at least. So now the question is, what else do I want to do with my druid here? I suppose I could keep heading north and clearing out. Looks like there's some additional structures up here as well as a catalyst. That could be kind of worth clearing. And there's still some, as you can see, some scoundrel freelancer units here that are threatening our throne. Alternatively, I could head back this way, go for the gold, and, you know, see what else I can find over here. There's also a cave entrance that we haven't explored where that goes at all, so not to mention some other structures down here. Actually, wouldn't be a bad spot to maybe build a city eventually, kind of over here somewhere. There's all these gold mines and the farm and everything. Wouldn't be a bad spot for a settler. So you know what? Maybe let's group up. And we can head back this way. All right, now our evil units, will keep them near the throne just until Ramhotep comes back, I think. I would like to at least send a scout up here just to make sure there's nothing else nasty that's hiding in the mist up there, though. And again, we can't cast any spells, so we will end our turn there. All right, let's jump back underground and keep an eye on Gamblag over here. Okay, Gamblag's summoning another unit to his throne. Again, in the next turn or two, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him making a, you know, offensive push against us. Well, let's see. What's invading Tushari? Oh, that was just these units moving through my domain. Okay, that's fine. Oh, nice. Okay, some items have arrived for my Archdruid, so we now have a shield and a hat, and of course we also have a weapon coming her way as well. That's fantastic. And let's see, we've finished the Harvester's Guild in Foog, so now it would be great to get the Embalmer's Guild. That would really help us out. I'm tempted to rush this one. Just to have it one turn earlier would be nice. I mean, 50 gold, it's not that big a deal, but I think we'll do it. That's just one turn earlier that we'll have it, and then we'll be able to make units in the city. So now the question with Jafsar is, do we want to kind of inch over and see what we can see, or should we, you know, maybe play it a little bit more cautiously? I don't think we're strong enough to take on the array of elementals here. Although, I mean, looking at it, we do have a very powerful group of units, and between the Royal Chariot and the Oathbreaker, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, we might actually be able to do this, especially since Jafsar is able to bring one of them back from the dead if necessary, and any of these units can be brought back, any of these three can be brought back with lesser reanimate undead. Oh boy. You know, this is actually pretty tempting. I can't remember if there's an effect that's on when you attack the seal, though, that's going to benefit these units. Let's just take a quick look. Let's just see. Oh, Guardian of the Seals. Shoot. Okay, so... yeah. Yikes. So, every turn, one of your units is going to take a ton of magic damage. Yeah, that's not ideal. You know what, though? I'm still feeling like we can probably do this one. I'm just a little worried about Jafsar, given that he does have low health. If these hit him a few times, he could be in real trouble. You know what? This is one of those ones where I'm kind of okay with gambling on it a little bit here. Again, I just have to make sure I don't lose anybody. Of course, the only danger is if I do this battle, take a bunch of damage, Gamblag could waltz over and then pounce on me while I'm vulnerable. You know what? Let's do it. I might regret this, but I'm kind of feeling like taking this risk, so let's try it. And of course, there it was. I think, did Jafsar take that one, or was it the... oh, weakening. Shoot. Yeah, that's not good. Okay. Yeah, we definitely got to get Jafsar back. I think it was the Oathbreaker that took the damage there. All right, so our Royal Chariot is going to be our best friend for this battle. So let's use Lion's Courage on him. Yeah, that's going to help us out tremendously. Don't think we have any break control or anything like that, so we're not going to be able to get rid of the Weaken, unfortunately. The Shredder, however, we might be able to use... Oh, I don't know if the net actually works on elementals, though. That's the only thing. Our Ghast could do some pretty decent work here on that Spirit Elemental, actually. We probably have to keep the Oathbreaker back a little bit, just given that it's taken that... Oh, look at this. We can absolutely obliterate the Frost Elemental. Yeah, look at that. Huge amounts of damage there. Again, this one is not in defense mode, so we could easily kill it. Whereas this one is in defense mode, we wouldn't quite be able to get the kill unless we get a critical, which is a decent chance given that our morale is incredible. Alright, well, let's step up. We can at least throw a spear. I mean, if we throw it at the Frost Elemental, I suppose there's a chance that we get the kill. Again, we'd have to get really good rolls to actually get the kill, though. It's kind of a tricky choice. Hang on, let's see. If we move our Shredder up, maybe we can kind of improve our odds a little bit. And you know what? With Jafsar, let's go right back here. Kind of get right out of the danger zone. We can use our Stiffen Limbs or our Death Ray to actually improve our odds in this. Oh, look at that. We would do a ton of damage to the Spirit Elemental. It's not so bad either. What I was thinking is if we used, let's say we use Stiffen Limbs on... Oh, and of course we can't. They're elementals. Shoot. Alright, well in that case then we'll just use our Death Ray. We might as well use it on one of these Spirit Elementals just because we can. There we go. Big damage. That's really helpful. Oh yeah, and then we can step in and do some crazy amounts of damage. Alright, so now... Oh, look at that. Yeah, again, that projectile resistance really coming in handy for him there. The Oathbreaker... Probably want to kind of stay back, but we don't have to stay that far back. Let's step over. Okay, we can light up the Spirit Elemental, which actually not so bad, and then we can try and get the finish with our Ghast here. Perfect, and a little bit of lifesteal too. Okay. Now, of course, we do not want to attack the Blight Elemental at this point, given that we have that weakened state. So we still do have Blight Protection, thank goodness, because we had so much, given that we're undead and dwarven. But we still are weaker than we would otherwise be. So not as devastating on the Oathbreaker, actually, all things considered. So, you know what? I will get in there and get aggressive. But let's decide. So you know what? I'll do this. And then I will charge in and attack the... Oh, no. I forgot about the chance to get frozen. Oh, that's terrible. Okay, well, now I really have to try and get in there to help him. Shoot. Okay. There we go. At least my Oathbreaker is in there to help. But what's going to happen is they're all going to gang up on the chariot now. All right, let's see how this goes. Okay, healing. Ooh, froze my Mystics. All right, so far... Actually, we really didn't take that much damage there. That's fine. All right, our Ghast can do some work here. And nobody's too susceptible. Yeah, that Blight Protection kind of mitigating a lot of the Ghast's potential damage. But we could at least beat up the Blight Elemental there. Probably be best to help out our beleaguered Muse over here. So let's try and do that if we can, maybe. Yeah, I think we'll do that. And then we can get the finish with Jafsar. Perfect. Good experience for him. Again, we really want to get him up to level 9 if possible. Okay, so now we just have to decide how to go about this situation. All right, let's kill the Frost Elemental, I think. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, nice. And we didn't get frozen, thank goodness. Now, the combo of... I think we'll use our Ghast like this. A little bit of damage, and now we get some flanking bonus. Nice, and there's another kill. That's perfect. Okay, and we can end it there. Ouch, that guarding the seals is kind of painful. Okay, our Ghast went down. Now, it would be great to get over there and bring him back. So let's see if we can make that happen as safely as possible. All right, our chariot can charge over. The only problem is we don't want him sitting right where the Ghast is. So let's go up here. And then we can flank for some big damage. We won't do it just yet, though, because we've got to deal with these air elementals that are kind of problematic. So let's do that. Nice, okay. And now we can get over here. And we can bring back our Ghast. Perfect. And then we can do some hefty damage and probably just, yep, outright get the kill. And there we go. We didn't lose anybody. We did, unfortunately, take some damage, but you can see that our Oathbreaker's in good shape. Our Chariot's a little worse for wear. We did get 42 gold out of the deal. Oh, and look at this. Okay. Let's take a look at what we're getting here. So, Oceanic Indigenous Grave Armor. Legendary torso gear that provides 20% shock protection. Oh, that fire weakness isn't great, though. 40%. Gives you swimming, extra resistance, extra frost protection, and inflict drenched. Units drenched with water gain 40% fire resistance. You know, that's actually a little bit disappointing. I was hoping this was going to be better. I mean, it might still be worth it, but I don't know. I don't really want extra fire weakness, to be perfectly honest. Let's see. The imaginative Rod of Baumgart. Now, this is pretty solid. It has 3 different extra damage types and Entangling Touch, which that's obviously very, very useful. And then Terraformer's never bad. I mean, we could sell this for a tremendous amount of gold, though. Terraformer's never bad to get, but, you know, as a Necromancer, it's less important because your units don't really care about the terrain. So I'm actually kind of tempted to sell this, even though the Entangling Touch is really good. I'm actually tempted to sell this just for that extra huge amount of gold. I mean, this would really jumpstart our economy. Yeah, you know, I hate to say it, but I think I'm going to sell this. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Now we've got a huge amount of gold. Now the question is, do we want to camp out on this thing, or do we want to maybe retreat back, play it a little bit safer here, and let ourselves heal up a little bit? My concern is that Gamblag could rush out and really put the hurt on me. The only thing is, now that I've cleared this, I don't want to just give it to Gamblag. That's the only problem. So the question is, do we commit and sit on it, or do we retreat and head back this way? Oh, decisions, as always. We have the movement to basically get almost all the way back to our throne city, really, if we needed to. That being said, if I sit on it, I start gaining seal points. The only caveat is that this thing can spawn units to defend itself, so every few turns, the seal can produce units to basically, as it said there, attack the unit that's trying to sit on it. But I don't think that'll happen the turn after I've taken it. So, you know what, let me ponder that. While I'm thinking about that, let me go and work on some production here. So, again, now that we've got this big amount of gold, we can actually start, you know, making it work for us here. So let's do... Would an observatory really be useful? Not particularly. I'm just looking at if it would expand anything to give us more domain. I mean, if we get, let's see, 1, 2, we still wouldn't have the gold mine. I mean, we will grow in 17 turns, which is a little ways away. Maybe we do the Cathedral of Bone just so that we grow faster. Oh, but I forgot. With this upgrade, we do get extra gold. So you know what? Let's do the observatory. And we might as well rush it, even though it will cost us a little bit of population. Sure, why not? Let's make our gold work for us here. And yeah, now our druid, we can decide what to do You know what? Let's grab the haste berries. And then we can head over here and grab this gold. Oh, and look at that. Oh, and this is great for us. So we can try and recruit one of these animals here, given that we are a druid. The only thing we have to be careful is that this unit's actually going to be pretty tough for us to beat, given that we don't have that many powerful units in our stack. So let's... Well, if they attack us, I think we'd be okay. We just have to be very, very careful. Actually, you know, I'm not sure if we'd... I'm not feeling super confident. All right, well, we'll go here at least with our druid, and then we'll see if they decide to attack us. If they do, I think we're going to have a tough battle we're going to be in for a tough battle, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so now, most of our undead are almost fully healed, so let's go and attack the inn for some extra... Clearing some extra stuff around the city here. Now, hopefully we can play this one pretty cautiously. Use our Sun Guards to kind of soak up some hits. And these dwarves are going to be tough in melee combat, but hoping we can kind of deal with them. Do a little bit of damage here. Perfect. Now, this Axe Wielder does have Overwhelm, so it will do extra damage to my shielded units. Otherwise, it does not have charge, which is good. So we can park our Sun Guard like that. Might as well park our Lost Soul up there to just kind of soak up some hits. Cadaver can advance. The other Sun Guard can protect my Mystic. Big Beetle can kind of just play reserve here, given that Big Beetle's a little harder to heal at this point. Nice, that Lost Soul really doing its job. Oh, nice, and look at that. Sun Guard just obliterating that Axe Wielder. Making short work of them. Yeah, let's just blast here. Perfect. And then the Prospector, we can move in and do some hefty damage. Alright, now the Cadaver can step over and at the very least flank the Rager. Perfect. I think I'm going to leave the Big Beetle out of it just for now. Can step up maybe like this. Okay, let's see what happens next. Okay, Lost Soul went down. The Cadaver killed off the Rager and has now hit gold medal, which means it's going to have Resurgence. But I don't think that starts until after the battle ends. So we do still have to be careful that we don't lose the unit. Hang on, let's see. Can we kill off the Prospector? Nice. That's going to free up nice flank shot here. And our Cadaver could perhaps step up and devour the corpse or get the kill. So let's see. Nice. And then can we get the finish? Minimum of... We would have to do 13, and if we do 7 and 4, we wouldn't quite get the kill, but then our Big Beetle could come in and get the finish. So let's do that. Nice. And then Big Beetle can get the finish. Perfect. All right, excellent. So we now cleared out the inn. Our Cadaver is at gold medal, which means it has Resurgence, so we can use it as kind of like a suicide trooper if need be. And we can start, once we have Ramhotep back, we can turn this inn into a haunted inn. Oh, and look at this. We could recruit a human gendarme. This is a tier 3 cavalry unit. We've also got some tier 1 units. Let's take a look at this thing. Okay, so it's a type of cavalry unit. Has Overwhelm, First Strike, Devastating Charge. Wow. That's kind of interesting. It's an armored unit. Otherwise, kind of a fairly standard cavalry. So it's basically like a cavalry that has a pike, like as you can see there, a pole arm, hence the First Strike. Although it doesn't seem to get the benefit of like being a pikeman where you have an advantage against cavalry. It just gets First Strike. But Devastating Charge is really cool. You know what? I'm tempted now that I've got this extra gold. It might be nice just to buy the unit to have an extra tier 3, and then I could bring this stack down to help deal with my situation over here with Gamblag. It's expensive, though. I mean, this is a really expensive usage of gold. You know, I mean, 340 gold is a lot to be spending on something like that. But, you know, maybe it's worth it. I got to kind of think about that one. So if we did it, I mean, the other thing is the unit's alive, not undead. So that's one thing to consider. Actually makes it harder to heal in a lot of ways, given that we can use our cities. And once Ramhotep's back, we're going to have Healers of the Dead. And so that will turn my Mystic into a healer that'll have Heal Undead. And so it would actually be easier to heal this unit if it was a dead unit rather than a living unit. Let me take a look. What do we get as it levels up here? Oh, wow. You get... Oh, you do get polearm. Okay, so at veteran rank, you get polearm. And then at elite rank, you get armor piercing. It's pretty deadly. I like this unit. This is a cool kind of cavalry variant that the humans get. Oh, I'm so torn. I really do want to buy this unit. I just hate spending that much gold on something like that. You know what? What the heck? Let's do it. It's probably a waste of money, honestly, but I think that's going to be useful for us. It's going to help us out. So then the question is, can we send this stack down to help us out, perhaps? I think first, though, we should head back and heal up our undead units real fast. Although, I guess, as I'm saying that, we're going to have Healers of the Dead very shortly, but we'll regroup at our throne, or, excuse me, at our city. And then we could even maybe go and clear this out if we were so inclined. But, yeah, we'll get a little bit of health back, and then we can decide what to do from there. All right, this little guy is going to head back to the throne city, I think. There we go. The big beetle can hang out where he is. Again, we're waiting for our leader to come back, so we will wait one more turn. And now the big question. You know what? I think I'm going to play this a little risky. I'm going to park my unit there and have it just camp out and wait and see. And again, we cannot cast anything just yet. Whispers of the Fallen, we need to get that back ASAP, though, to improve our knowledge income. Now, I hope I'm not going to regret this. Let's see what happens. Oh, I'm a little nervous. If this were a human player, I don't think I would have done this. I would have run away because presumably he'd come out and attack me in my weakened state. Not sure. I'm not so sure the AI is going to do the same, though. The Independence captured. Oh, captured a watchtower. Okay, that's fine. So we can... Actually, now we can go and clear out the spawner, which would probably be good for us. All right, Ramhotep has returned, which is great. A few more items arrived for our druid. All right, and Foog now has the Embalmer's Guild, which is excellent. Nekras and Toongale both produce a Mystic, and Tushari now has an Observatory. All of these are good developments. Okay, so here is Ramhotep himself ready to go. So now, first things first, let's get Whispers of the Fallen going, because, again, we really want that one back up. And now we can build a stack for Ramhotep, so we can add in the Mystic, perhaps, and maybe the 3 new units there, and maybe perhaps this Lost Soul. That should be enough to kind of get him up and running. And then the big question is, what do we want to do with him? And I think the answer is going to be send him straight for this tomb to then have him recruit some additional undead units. So let's see. If we wanted to head over that way, we would go there. So we will kind of send our stack over like this. They can at least go up there. And then Ramhotep can join in along with Mystic. Perfect. Yeah, and we've got just kind of these miscellaneous units guarding the city. If we were to come under attack, I think with the at least skeleton archers, we would be fine. The only thing I'm a little concerned about is that movement-wise, I guess this unit is 28, though, so that's going to limit our movement anyway. So there's no sense not having the Lost Soul in as well. Okay, so we'll head over this direction. We can also maybe fight that roaming unit as well. Although, again, it might be better to do it with Leandra. Let's just see. So what's actually here? Be nice to get this baby Shock Serpent, actually. Because that, of course, can evolve. So let's see if we can maybe get our hands on that Shock Serpent. All right, we'll engage the battle with Leandra herself. Again, we're going to try and use befriend animal on that little shock serpent. Okay, so they're not going to come after us, which gives us a chance to improve our units a little bit. So let's do some buffing with Awakened Spirit. And we can start advancing ever so slightly. All right, and then now we can do a nourishing meal as well to our crab. There's a little bit more health. All right, so, well, you know what? The crab, I was going to say, has fire weakness. I thought it had shock weakness as well, but I guess it doesn't, so that's good. So I was going to say we are going to come up against some of that damage type, so just have to be careful. Don't want to get my raptor in there too far because I would like to awaken the raptor as well, and that'll be up available again shortly. All right, let's get our Lost Soul in there just to kind of start pulling the enemy in towards me here. Yeah, there we go. Nice, Lost Soul doing its thing. Using that lifesteal effectively. Okay, so now, Leandra, do we want to just do damage or do we want to buff our raptor? I'm thinking maybe we just do damage now that we have the opportunity here. So, the only thing we have to be careful of is that that shock serpent is going to be killed off pretty easily. So we have to watch out. We don't want the shock serpent being killed. That's the one caveat here. We could almost kill the dread monkey, though, so maybe we just do that. Have our Sun Blast, which don't want to kill the Lost Soul, though. So, let's see what kind of damage. Yeah, I'm thinking the bow attack on the dread monkey. Nice, that's pretty good. We can use our cheetah even to pounce. I might be better off on the war guest, actually. Yeah, there we go. And then we can get a nice flanking hit here with the Lost Soul. Get some health back. Dread monkey we could finish with our snapper crab. We will take a little bit of damage there, but that's fine. Perfect. Green raptor can advance. And then over here, we can step up, attack that mandrill for some damage. Now, as long as the shock serpent doesn't die, we're fine. Okay, all of that went just fine. The only thing is we have to get rid of this mandrill so that Leandra can do her thing. Perfect. All right, now here's the thing. We have a 65% chance, which is pretty good. Let's give it a shot. Dang it, it didn't work. Again, always worth trying. It's just kind of frustrating when it doesn't pan out for you. All right, so now we'll probably just do some flanking hits on the shock serpent, given that it does, it is kind of a risky opponent to leave alive for any reason. I'm just checking to see. Oh, this one's about to level up, so let's do that. Perfect. Didn't quite get the kill, but that's all right. And actually, now we can get the kill with the snapper crab. Perfect. Yeah, it's a shame we didn't get that baby shock serpent, but we did get some headgear and some mana. I just can't remember if we already... I think we already have headgear for this hero. I just cannot remember if we have headgear with Ramhotep or not. I mean, this is pretty minor, just a little extra defense, but, you know, it's not terrible. We really don't need the mana, so this one I'm almost tempted to just sell for money. I think I'm going to sell it. Yeah. Because Ramhotep, even if he doesn't have headgear... Oh, and he does. Okay, so, yeah, I'm glad I sold it then. Because all my other heroes have headgear already, so... Okay. Now, the question is, do we want to maybe go see if we can find that other roaming animal unit? Although they may end up just attacking Ramhotep's stack here. So let's do it. Let's head back that way. Now, over to Foog, we have production capabilities. And again, we do have that Embalmer's Guild, which means that our units are going to be that much stronger. I mean, look at this. A dual Tigran Sabertooth Chariot will have almost 70 health. That's incredible. That's really, really good for us. So I'm thinking that's probably what we're going to do, actually. Yeah, let's get a saber-tooth chariot going. That's good for us. Necras up here. I mean, we could do the Magic Academy and then just start pumping out some pretty solid mystics. It's not the worst idea, especially since they're able to heal undead now, or will be very shortly. The other option, I suppose, would be we just continue upgrading the city, but I'm liking the Magic Academy thing, so let's get the Magic Academy. We could even hurry the production. We could also wait one more turn and then just spend 50 gold on it. So, yeah, let's maybe do that, if we remember. Toon Gale. So now we've got 3 good units defending. I mean, it's a little expensive having a tier 2 unit like that guarding, but I at least feel better about the city that way. You know what? Let's do the Siege Workshop. Only takes 2 turns. And then up to 2 Shari now. Let's see. Great Temple or Cathedral of Bones. That extra mana income wouldn't be terrible, but I think the city growing faster would be more desirable at this point. So let's do the Cathedral. And then now we have to decide. This stack is now able to move out. We could actually go and try clearing this out. This battle will be tough because when you raid these Vaults of Knowledge, there's an effect in place that makes your units, I think, take more shock damage, if I remember correctly, which is a little bit dangerous. But, I mean, we've got some pretty powerful melee units, and we've got a unit that can be used kind of disposably here, the Cadaver. So, I'm not as opposed to trying it. And then once we've done that, we could start heading down this way to join up with Jafsar's group down there. Yeah, you know what? Let's give that a shot. And you know what? We could even add in our new Mystic into the stack if we really wanted. Actually, here's an idea. We could chew away this. And then we can bring a few more units into the fight. So let's do it. There we go. And then we can engage the battle with our Gendarme. Now we just have to make sure we don't lose anybody, or at least if we do, it's nobody important. Yeah, so this is the effect I was talking about. Static electricity. All enemy units are discharged and suffer that extra shock weakness there, which is kind of unpleasant. Alright, so we'll step up. Nice, big damage on that little shock serpent. And this Mystic did take a bit of damage, but nothing we can't handle. Let's kind of get in a little bit of cover there and do a bit of damage. Big Beetle could charge over. What kind of damage would we do here? Not enough to get the kill, sadly. But with the combo of the 2 attacks, we'd be fine. So let's do that. Okay, there. And the danger is that we're now stunned, which means we're going to take a lot more damage. But, okay, there. And we didn't get stunned on that one, which is fine. And we'll advance this way. This way. Gendarme can hang out behind the Lost Soul. The Cadaver's ready to go. Big Beetle. Just park right there. I have to watch out for this Ignoculus here. Oh no, it's petrified. That's not good. So this Watcher petrified my Mystics. They're going to be petrified for 2 turns, so we're going to have to try to rescue them now, which isn't great. Now, I don't think I can flank... Yeah, it does have total awareness, the Watchling. So we'll just charge over with our Big Beetle and go toe-to-toe here. Yeah, there we go. We got the kill. We did take a lot of damage, but at least we got the finish. So now let's try and kill off these baby shock serpents. And then once we do that... Nice, there we go. Big damage. Now we can gang up on this Ignoculus here. So Lost Soul can advance. Gendarme can go over there and do some devastating charge action, which is great. And then I think with our... Oh, and you know what? We can... Yeah, let's do this. We'll guard break. We can go like this. We'll guard break. Nice. A little more. Great. It's just too bad because now we may lose this Sun Guard, sadly. We can do a devastating charge. Perfect. Yeah, it's just too bad because I think we may end up losing this Sun Guard. Eat that corpse at least. Yeah, watch what's going to happen here. Bang, bang, and that... Oh, no, okay, I guess... Oh, it didn't have any attacks left. That's right. Okay, then we're fine. I was worried about nothing. Then maybe we'll just get the finish with the Gendarme here for the experience. Try and get him leveled up. Perfect. Yeah, that went super well. Cleared it out. We now have a couple of gold medal units here. The Mystic is gold medal. The Sun Guard is now gold medal. And nobody else died, so... Oh, and look at that. A nice knowledge boost. And look at that. Now we have Healers of the Dead research. That's perfect. Okay. And so what that means is our support units now all have Heal Undead, which is really, really good. Now we're going to be able to maintain our stacks so much easier. So we can group up. And yeah, I'm way less concerned now about my stacks of units here. So now the question is, do I want to maybe replace one of these units in this stack with another healer? Maybe this Sun Guard? I don't know. I mean, it's really nice having the two of them. Lost Soul is actually quite powerful at this point. You know what I will do, though, is I'll move the Gendarme out of the stack along with the Big Beetle, and then I'll move these two in. And the reason I'm doing that is so now we have double undead healing. We can maintain the stack better. And then what I'll do is I'll just keep these units together like this. And I'm going to start moving them down along the road here towards the throne city of Gamblag. I think that's going to be the game plan there. And now in Necras, we'll do the Magic Academy, and then we will start just cranking out Tigran Mystics there who are able to heal undead. And that's going to actually be pretty good, I think. So, let's see. Yeah, Healers of the Dead is done. Ramhotep's movement we've already done. So let's do our research choice, and then I think we'll call it an episode, perhaps. Okay, lots of options here. Embrace Darkness would be actually great to get our hands on, as then we could summon it, cast it on a city that we're producing units at, and it would make them dedicated to evil and have life stealing, which is really, really good. The extra casting points wouldn't be so bad. You do that right now and just get that boost. Yeah, Stiffen Limbs, of course, very useful. Harbingers of Death would be also very good. That would buff our heroes and make it so they can convert other units into ghouls, which is very helpful. You know what? This is a great place to actually leave the episode. So what I'll do, in the comments, let me know what you think would be a good choice for my research or my knowledge at this point. So we've got 93 free knowledge to spend on whatever we want, and then we've got 90 coming in. So let me know what you guys think. What would you pick out of the list of options we have available here? And that'll be a good one to kind of end, and we can pick that up next time. Let's just zoom out and take a look. Not a whole lot changed in regards to kind of the situation above ground, but if we go underground, we now have full control of Foog. It's functional, and of course we lost Ursfor, so that's something we have to get back. But this is a good place to save it, so we will save it. And this will be episode 7. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.